Hello everyone. In this video, I'm going to tell you how to do calculations for electrochemistry by using two simple steps. I will just tell you two simple steps. You will have to remember these two simple steps for doing calculations related to electrochemistry at any level. Okay, to start with, first of all, what you must remember, there is a simple formula that we can use for doing calculations under the heading of electrochemistry. It is Q is equal to IT. You people are familiar with this formula. What is Q, what is I, and what is T in this formula? Q is the charge, I is the current, T is the time. And you must also remember how this charge, current, and time, what in which unit they are expressed uh, in the calculations of electrochemistry. The charge is commonly expressed in terms of coulombs, current in ampere, and time in second. But you must remember charge, its unit coulomb, it is a smaller unit. There is a larger unit of charge that we use sometime, and the larger unit of charge, it is known as Faradays. Faraday is the larger unit of charge, and it is equal to how many coulombs. You can find this by using a mathematical relationship. Now what you must remember, mathematically Faraday, it is equal to Avogadro's constant multiplied by charge on an electron. To make it simple, symbolic relationship, you can remember F is equal to LE, where F is the symbol for Faraday, L is the symbol for Avogadro's constant, and E represents charge on an electron. Now, if you remember, if you know the numerical values of Avogadro's constant and charge on an electron, you can calculate the numerical value for 1 Faraday. How is that? Very simple. Just insert the numerical value of Avogadro's constant L. Its numerical value is 6.02 into 10 raised to the power 23, and charge on an electron is 1.6 into 10 raised to the power minus 19 coulombs. 1.6 into 10 raised to the power minus 19 coulombs. Now if you use the calculator, you can get an answer that is 96,320 coulombs. But for simplification in chemistry, we have rounded up this numerical value that is equal to 1 Faraday. It is 96,500 coulomb. So this is the numerical value that we have taken equal to 1 Faraday. Now in words form, if ever you are asked what do you mean by Faraday, what you can say, if you look at the formula, you can define Faraday's in word form like this: 1 Faraday is the charge carried by 1 mole of electron. Yes, the charge carried by 1 mole of electron, it is known as 1 Faraday. So this is one piece of information that you must remember for doing calculations for electrochemistry. Second thing you must remember, how we can relate this much charge with oxidation and reduction equations. As I told you that 1 Faraday is the charge carried by 1 mole of electron. So what you can do, if you look at this equation, this is an equation for the reduction of sodium ion. What you can see, 1 mole of sodium ion, it requires 1 mole of electron to become sodium atom. So whenever you see in an equation there is 1 mole of electron, what you can write down, you can write down that 96,500 coulomb charge would have been used for this chemical reaction. Why? Because there is 1 mole of electron. But if ever you see there are 2 mole or 3 mole of electron, you can multiply that number of electron value by this 96,500 coulombs. So 96,500 coulomb, it is the numerical value of 1 mole of electron. Now this you can from this charge you can make a relationship with the 1 mole of sodium, or you can take the mass of 1 mole of sodium equal to 23 gram, that is the AR of sodium. So this value of F Faraday, it can be linked with either number of mole, or it can be linked with the mass of 1 mole of anything. So right now I have given you this relationship for the reduction equation. Likewise, you can make this relationship for an oxidation. For example, if you have been given chloride, when they are oxidized, they become chlorine by the loss of electron. You can see I have written this equation for half mole of chlorine. If you wish, you can make it for 1 mole. In that case, you will have to use 2 mole of chloride and 2 mole of electron will be given out. Now, from this equation that you can see in front of you, since there is 1 mole of electron, again what relationship we can make? We can say half mole of chlorine, that is equal to 12 cubic decimeter, because 1 mole of any gas, it occupies 24 cubic decimeter volume. Since we are having half mole, we can say it is equal to 12 cubic decimeter, and it is equal to how much charge? In this case, 1 mole of electron is involved, so we can say 12 dm cube of chlorine can be produced by using a charge of 96,500 coulomb, because there is 1 mole of electron. So now these are the two steps. One step I told you, Q is equal to IT. This is one step. Whenever you want to do calculations for electrochemistry, this is the step that you can start your calculation with. And the second step, once you have used this formula, after that you will have to write down a balanced equation for reduction or oxidation, and you will have to use the concept of mole. You will have to use the unitary method to do the to complete the calculations for your numerical problem. One more thing, remember, I have told you there are two steps, but the sequence of steps can be different in different numerical problems. Always remember, if in a numerical problem both current and time are given, then what will be the sequence of steps? Step 1 followed by step 2, if both current and time are known. But in some numerical problem, what you may see, current might be missing or time might be missing. So whenever time or current is unknown, what you will have to do, the sequence of step will be step 2, you will have to do first followed by step 1. How is that? I'm going to give you some examples in this video that will make your mind clear how to do these type of calculations. Look at the simplest question I'm going to start with. It is to calculate the mass of silver deposited. Since silver is a metal, so obviously silver would have to undergo reduction. But look at the information available in the question. You have been given both current and time, so it means step 1, you will start your numerical problem solving by using step 1 formula, Q is equal to IT, since both time and current are available. So what you can do, you can write on the formula, insert the value. Current is in ampere, but the time that is available in minutes, you must convert it into seconds. So you can see 0.5 ampere into 30 into 60 plus 40, just to convert time into seconds. Now use the calculator, you will get to know the charge that we passed through this experiment. It is we used in this experiment, we passed through this solution, it is 920 coulombs. Now you can see in this sequence of steps, step 1 we have already completed. Now let's move on to step 2. You will write down a balanced equation. Identify, as I have told you in the beginning, since silver is a metal, metals undergo reduction. So you are supposed to write down an equation for the reduction of silver. Silver carries a charge of 1 plus. So you can write down this equation, Ag1 plus 1 mole of electron to give silver, 1 mole of silver. Now look at this chemical equation and what relationship you can get from this chemical equation. Since there is 1 mole of electron, you can write down 96,500 coulomb, because it is the charge carried by 1 mole of electron, and it is equal to 1 mole of silver. But we want to calculate mass of silver, so instead of writing 1 mole, we will take the mass of 1 mole of silver. You can take this mass from the periodic table, it is 108 grams. So you can make this relationship from the balanced equation, that 96,500 coulomb charge, it is equal to 108 gram of silver. Now you can use the charge that you have calculated in step 1, 920 coulomb. It would have produced how many grams? We don't know, x. Just cross multiply and you can get the answer for x, that is the mass of silver deposited during this experiment. It is 1.0296 gram of silver. So remember that these are the two steps you can use in all the calculations of electrochemistry, but the sequence of steps can be different. Look at the next example. In this case, you have been asked to calculate the volume of chlorine collected. Again, if you look at the complete information, current is available, time is also available. So we will start with step 1, that is the formula. Q is equal to IT. Insert the values in this formula. Current is 1.5, but the time is 2 hours 30 minutes. It means total 150 minutes. We will have to convert that into seconds. So we have multiplied 150 by 60. Get the answer. The charge that we passed, it is 13,500 coulombs. Now you are supposed to write down an equation. Since in this case chlorine, it is a non-metal, we will have to write down an equation for oxidation of chloride. Oxidation of chloride can produce chlorine. So you can write down this equation. Chloride can produce chlorine by the loss of electron. You can see 1 mole of chlorine has been produced by the help of 2 mole of electrons. So what we can write down, what relationship from this equation we can make? 2 into 96,500 coulomb, that is the charge carried by 2 mole of electron, and it is equal to 1 mole of chlorine gas. But since we need volume, 1 mole of any gas has 24 cubic decimeter. So you can write down this relationship. 2 into 96,500 coulomb charge, it would produce 24 cubic decimeter volume of chlorine. But right now, through this experiment, through this solution, through this molten form, we have passed 13,500 coulomb charge. So how much volume it will produce? X cubic decimeter. Just cross multiply and you can get the answer. The answer is yes, 1.678 cubic decimeter. This much volume of chlorine we can collect by using this set of current and time conditions. Okay, moving on. Another question, you can see how electrochemistry, different style of question, but you will see the sequence of steps, the number of steps, it will remain same. Look at this question. You have to calculate the oxidation state of a transition metal. You must remember, transition metals, they have variable oxidation state. Although the AR of this element is available from the periodic table, you can come to know which transition metal it is, but you cannot guess. You will have to calculate what is the exact oxidation state of this element in this given compound. But if you look at the information of the question, current is available, time is also available. So you will start with step 1, Q is equal to IT. Insert the current 0.2 ampere, time is 1 hour 60 minutes, 16 to 60, it will become seconds. So how much charge we have passed while performing this experiment? 720 coulomb charge was passed. Now we do not know what is the exact oxidation state, a charge carried by this transition metal in this compound. So what we are going to do, we are just going to write down an equation, but this would be some incomplete equation like this. M, we don't know its oxidation state, we can assume it is N positive because transition metals are making positive ions. We are having N positive oxidation state. We don't know what is N. N is the number of mole of electron that we are going to find. So now make this relationship by using this incomplete equation. Incomplete, I am saying, since we don't know what is the value of N. So what I can write down, I can write down N into 96,500 coulomb because we have to calculate the value of N. So I have used the value N, and it is equal to 1 mole of metal M, and 1 mole of metal M, its mass is 58.7 grams. So this is the information we have gathered from this chemical equation. Now what in further information that is available to us, we have been given a charge, we have calculated the charge rather, and we have been given the mass. So 720 coulombs would have deposited 0.219 gram of metal M. So if you cross multiply and use your calculator, you can get the value of N. It is 1.99. That can be taken equal to 2. So the answer will be 2 positive. As I told you, transition metals, they make positive ions. Okay, one last question I'm giving to you people. You people can make an attempt to complete to get the answer of this question. Just look at the question, you can pause the video and you can make an attempt. Okay, the question is about how to find the time taken to complete this experiment. Okay, students, if you have done this numerical problem, now you can look at the solution. In this case, you can see in the information, you have been given current, you have been given the mass deposited, but no time is given. So we have to calculate the time. So in this case, we cannot use Q is equal to IT as step one. In this case, we will have to write on a balanced equation. First of all, copper, its most common oxidation state is 2 positive. So you can see from this chemical equation what relationship you can make. Since there are 2 mole of electron, you can write on 2 into 96,500 coulombs, and it is equal to 1 mole of copper, and the mass of 1 mole of copper is 63.5 grams. Now look at the information available in the question. It is 0.5 gram of copper. So how much charge 0.5 gram of copper would require? We can write on x coulomb is equal to 0.5 gram of copper. Cross multiply. The charge needed to deposit 0.5 gram of copper is 1519.685 coulombs. Now this is the charge that we require to complete this experiment. So what we will do, now we will use the formula Q is equal to IT. We have the charge, we have the current, we can find the time. Insert the values. The time that you will get, it will be in seconds. You can leave your answer in seconds, or if in some cases you have been asked to show your time in terms of minutes, you can divide it by 60 and you can show your time like this, 50 minutes and 39 seconds. I hope you would have enjoyed this lecture. Thank you for your time. Bye bye.